I don't know how to tell lies. I love APC so dearly. From my father's side, from my husband's side, from my mother's side, from my husband, Baba Shabi, that all of you know, they are all APC. If we count the queue, Baba Shabi is number 75. So there are still 74 most important people in my life and in my family that are APC members. There are some people that I have known as far back as 30 years ago when I was a baby. They are in APC today and they are part of the powers that rule. Am I going to deny them? No. But I pledge to Nigeria, my country. Not to my father, not to my brothers, not to my sisters. I have my own biological sister working with that useless Dapo. But does it stop me from saying the truth? To be faithful, loyal, and honest. To serve Nigeria, not my father, not my mother, not my family with all my strength. I have conscience and I have children. And my advocacy is to protect the future leaders of tomorrow. So I would not come out and tell people a lie. Not for any reason. It is our country, not my family business. So if you people think it is because of Baba Shabi has no place in my position in APC. I am stronger and deep-rooted. I might not be a member, but my blood, my soul, my spirit, my love, I love my family, but not at the detriment of national security, national interest, public security, and public interest and trust. Never. Asiwaju needs help. Asiwaju needs serious help. Bagu, swallow your pride. This is not about you are not going to be called Jagaban. Jagaban for Lagos, you know Jagaban for Abuja. You know Jagaban anything for Federal Republic. If you truly love this country and you took the oath when you were sworn into office with your truthful mind, and the interest of citizens at heart, but tell Nigerians the truth, you need help. You need help. Speak out and let Nigerians know who are the people destroying this cabinet from doing what is best for national interest. Asiwaju needs help. Don't let anybody tell you lies. Don't let anybody package you. There are forces that are making him incapacitated. There are people he met. But how many years? During by Buhari's regime, could you not see Buhari? Were you not the one that brought Buhari to us? For how many years could you not have access to Buhari? Tell Nigerians, Papa, it is national interest. It is not APC or Asiwaju's interest. This is not about us. I keep saying it. This is about our country, Nigeria. This is about our flag that we raise in time of pain and sorrow. Asiwaju needs help. The president of this country needs help. Some people are behind doors and powers, and they will not make it happen. And Nigerians need to know, so that we will know who we are holding responsible. Asiwaju tell Nigerians the truth. Tell Nigerians the truth. You swore an oath of office. Tell Nigerians the truth, Asiwaju, you need help. I've received countless calls from the presidency. They are telling me, Tom, truly, your father needs help. And I'm telling you, Nigerians, truly, Asiwaju needs help. She might not be able to tell you the truth. Any other person in APC might not be able to tell you the truth. I am telling you because I am a mother. I have children. I am not exempted from this crisis. The fact that my inner people and my spirit and my soul is in APC does not exempt me from the crisis and the insurgents and the insecurities and the pains of a mother. Asiwaju, tell the people the truth. This is not about second term. This is about your one time in office, and you left a legacy that our great-grandchildren will live to testify that this man did everything, called his best, but there were people behind him that could not allow it. Nigeria, Asiwaju needs help.
So this is how they supply these banditries, food and ammunitions. These Boko Harams and banditries, you can imagine, even after supplying them these things with chopper, Nigerian governments cannot even trace where the chopper is coming from and where the chopper landed. You can imagine the kind of weakness we have in our security system.
I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm not different from these people that are here. I'm tired of Bola. I'm tired of Bola. We are tired. The chairman, RCC Hyper, is tired of Bola. All the clergies, we are tired. It's better for me to be in police custody. It's better for me to be in army barrack, in the cell, than to be outside performing Bola every day. My brother was there too. And they expect us to silence. Now, it's an order. It's not an advice. one of you must be ready for self-defense. Without bias. You can't be living in the house without something to protect yourself. Had it been we have something, these people could have been alive. Nigerian government came out openly and denied there is no massacre, there is no genocide.
How many of you remember Chibok girls? This guy was one of the soldiers that was sent to rescue Chibok girls when they were kidnapped by Boko Haram. And what this guy is about to reveal is going to blow your mind. This is his experience.
Bro, I can't believe you're one of the soldiers that was sent to rescue Chibok girls.
I am.
The security situation of Nigeria, do you think it's going to get better anytime soon?
Honestly speaking, I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon.
Why do you say so?
Because it's deeper than what we think. It's deeper than what people see. Because there are a lot of players behind the insecurity going on currently in Nigeria. People that are supposed to fight the insecurity, they are behind it.
Can you tell us some of the things you experience that is making you speak this way?
I'll give an example. In Zamfara, we had an intel about a particular guy that manufactures AK-47. So we got the order to go arrest this person. When we got to the community, we saw this man with more than 50 AK-47.
Wow.
He has lived almost all of his life in Russia. He knows how to manufacture weapons. So we arrested this guy, and 15 to 20 minutes later, we got a call from someone at the top, and we were ordered to release him at that spot. And not just to release him, to escort him back. So we had to let him go instantly.
Wow.
That is just one of the things we face, because as soldiers, we obey orders, we don't question orders. So if we're ordered to do something, we do it. If we're ordered to release somebody, we just follow the orders.
I can't believe this. What are some of the other things you've experienced that has made you conclude that it will be difficult for insecurity to stop in Nigeria?
You know, I've worked with some paramilitary as well. Not just the army. Like, the army is not just responsible for the insecurity in the country. Like, I've worked with paramilitaries, and I have seen a situation whereby police were called that they were robbers. That some robbers were robbing people on the highway. And they received a call not to disturb those robbers.
Are you serious?
Honestly.
Jesus Christ, I find this hard to believe.
That's why I said it's deeper than what people see or people think. If you're not in it, I just feel like insecurity for now is not going anywhere. And sorry to say, it might be getting worse because nobody is doing anything about it. Kidnappers, they're being paid ransom. Armed robbers, even if they get caught, they'll be released. The system, not just the system, is corrupt.
The system is corrupt.
The system is just so corrupt.
Completely different. And that's where the story stops being simple. Now, Nigeria's presidential spokesman, Daniel Bola, came out immediately and said, "We refuse to view terrorism through a lens of profiling." They claim that Christians are being targeted. That's fabrication. Strong words. But here's what makes this complicated. He is not saying the violence isn't happening. He is saying it's not one-sided. And the numbers, they tell a more complicated story. Yes, 7,087 Christians were unalived in the first 8 months of 2025. But in that same period, 2,320 Muslims were also unalived. And since 2009, the total breakdown looks like this: 125,000 Christians, 60,000 Muslims, both unalived, in what Nigeria describes as terrorism and communal violence, not religious genocide. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. If you are a Christian in northern Nigeria, watching your neighbors being unalived, you are not thinking about statistics. You are thinking about survival. The pastor's plea is real. But if you are a Muslim in that same region, but you are not extreme enough for them, you are looking at Trump's statement and thinking, wait, what about us? So, which narrative is true? Both, actually. And that's the problem. Nigeria's violence is a mess of ethnic conflicts, land disputes, political failures, and yes, religious extremism. Boko Haram attacks everyone. Armed herders clash with farmers. Sometimes it's Muslims versus Christians. Sometimes it's just about resources and grazing land. But Trump's statement makes it sound like black and white. Christians are victims. Muslims are aggressors. Send the military. And that's when I started asking, why now? Why this specific framing? And why does this feel familiar? Because there is another country Trump is threatening right now, using almost the same language. And when you see the pattern, everything changes. While Trump is threatening Nigeria, he's also threatening military action against Venezuela with a different excuse. He's talking about drug cartels and instability there. But look at what these two countries have in common. One, both are massive oil producers. Two, both recently opened refineries to process their own oil, meaning they are importing less from the US. Three, both are de-dollarizing, moving away from using US dollars in trade. Four, both just made major deals with Russia and China. Now you might be saying that's just coincidence, but let me show you what Nigeria did in the months before Trump's threat. In January 2025, Nigeria became a partner country in BRICS. That's the economic bloc challenging Western dominance. They didn't fully join, but they are in the room now talking to China, Russia, India, South Africa. In February, they renewed their currency swap agreement with China, meaning Nigerian businessmen can now trade freely in Naira and Yuan, bypassing the dollar entirely. In September, Nigeria voted with Palestine at the UN, directly opposing the US-Israel position. In October, they signed a $2.5 billion nuclear power deal with Russia. Around the same time, they opened the Dangote refinery, Africa's largest, that processes 650,000 barrels of oil per day. And recently, Dangote announced that that refinery was going to double in capacity. He said, making it the largest refinery in the world with a capacity of 1.4 million barrels per day, dethroning India. And overnight, Nigeria went from importing refined oil from America to being self-sufficient. And when the US proposed replacing French military forces in Nigeria, basically offering American troops on Nigerian soil, Nigeria said no. So now, I want you to ask yourself, when Trump threatens military action, is he really responding to a pastor's viral video? Or is he responding to Nigeria getting economic and strategic ties with the West? Now, there is an African proverb I always like to use, and I really want you to say it with me. When elephants fight, the grass suffers. And right now, who is the grass? Nigeria is the grass, caught between elephants. The US sees Nigeria's moves, China, Russia, de-dollarization, BRICS, as a direct threat to US interest or influence in Africa.